I'm going to talk to you. I work to bring transparency to government processes and to kind of civic initiatives and civic work in general. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today, as well as kind of what you can do to be a part of that kind of activity as well. I'm starting out now with this this slide here. Does anyone know what this is? Where this is? Yeah, this is the Hotel Del, but this is the Hotel Del Coronado in its infancy. This is just a few days after it was finished, and what you see, that tree in the front there, is the first ever outdoor electrified Christmas tree. One of the many innovations that were a part of the Hotel Del. There's lots of innovative stuff inside it at that time. I think it was finished in 1881. Lots of really impressive craft work and design and lots of things to appreciate at that time, and that was actually made it pretty cutting edge. And most of that work that was done there was done by an immigrant labor force, Chinese immigrant labor force that was brought into San Diego to do that. There was over 200 of them working at that time, and they are essentially the ones who built the Hotel Del Coronado. This is John D. Spreckles. All right, as in Spreckles Oregon Pavilion and Spreckles Theater and a lot of other stuff that I probably haven't seen in San Diego that's named after him because he was an important guy. One of the things that he did is he was the one who brought in the money that was needed to complete the Hotel Del Coronado. So he actually made sure that it got built to specifications that people wanted it built to, and that it was delivered and open on time. This is a shot of him back in the day doing that thing that's kind of like this classic pose, right, of people driving a golden spike and to announce the opening of a railroad. So he's not actually really building the railroad, obviously. He paid for it, like he paid for things, and then he made a lot of money from this sort of railroad that came out of San Diego. But it was easier for me to find this picture of him doing this fake work than it was for me to find any images or really much of a reference to the Chinese workers and their contribution to the Hotel Del Coronado. So those two things. Now, like I said, the Hotel Del Coronado, very innovative, and the financial contribution helped make that innovation possible, right? So we have both parts of that spectrum are important. And those two figures, right, the workers and the guy who puts up the money, are important to the work of Open San Diego, right, which is part of where I do this transparency work. I'm going to talk to you about this work in Open San Diego, as well as a couple of other projects that I work on that is about bringing that transparency to our political lives and civic lives. So on the one hand, right, the investors, the entrepreneurs, they're really, really important. And the folks who primarily are volunteers, who are volunteer coders and project managers and designers who contribute to Open San Diego projects, they make projects for those people. But they also make projects for people like the workers, right, who were disappeared from history, who built the Hotel Del Coronado. And that's an important part of the spectrum of work that we do as well. So on both ends of that spectrum and all the way, everything in between, there is work to be done connecting people to have a better civic experience. So I'm going to show you one thing that, this is one of Open San Diego's projects. And what it is, so you see the line, subscribe to San Diego, right, which I love, right? Like you could subscribe to San Diego like you subscribe to like a newsletter, and it just gets delivered in your box. which is essentially what happens with this tool. So this is a tool that allows people to find the information that they want, right, and actually really have it delivered that way. Now, Almas and the other people at the City of San Diego have done a great job of, they have this beautiful new website, and everything is on it, right? But everything is on it, right? So when you're going and looking for something, right, you know specifically what you want. If you have to go there every time, particularly if you want information that is updated regularly, it'd be nice to have a way to get that without having to go through that massive information site that is the city's website. Now, so Open San Diego built a tool that allows you to do that, and the only way that we could build it is because of the open data efforts that come out of Almas's office, and kind of what the city has done, his department and others have done to make the information available. So what we're able to do is go and grab it programmatically and then serve it up when you want to get it. So this is a platform that you can go in, and there's other cities on the platform, and I'll have the links for you later. But you say, what you want, right? So we started out giving people access to code violations. So you can subscribe, let me go to the next slide. You can subscribe, and you can say, I want to know about all the code violations that happen within this geographic range, and it could be your street, it could be your neighborhood. And then when something happens, right, when somebody, like there's a landlord in your street who hasn't done something properly, or a business owner who's put something in the street they aren't supposed to, you will get a notification via SMS that has happened. Now, the second part that we're working on for that hasn't launched yet, will be a way to give people notification when permits, when there's been a permit action or activity. So that means that if someone applies for a permit to do something in your neighborhood and you want to know about that, you'll learn about it also via SMS. Okay, this is the Hotel del Coronado in modern day, and I'm going to start talking about projects that aren't Open San Diego projects. This is a part of a project that I did that involved taking some of these disappeared people and putting them back in the places in San Diego where they were disappeared from, right, where they've been removed from the historical statement. So what I did, use something called augmented reality, which is, I think there was a reference to Pokemon Go earlier, right, already tonight. So that's what's used in Pokemon Go, where they're able to place the Pokemon in specific geographical areas that you can then go and hunt down and find them there. So I do the same thing with these little references to the people who have been forgotten. And these are two Chinese characters. Does anyone know what these characters are? What they mean? How you pronounce them? No? Well, it's a good thing that I have this other slide then, so that you know that. Those characters are Ku and Li, which if you put together, you recognize sound like a derogatory term that was used to describe Chinese workers called coolies, right? Now, it's possible that the origin of that word came from the combination of these two characters, but not everyone agrees on that. But if it did, it's interesting because the characters stand for Ku means bitter, and Li describes strength. So it's like something that they put together that's almost an affirmative statement, right? Like, yeah, we're doing this work that we don't get thanked for, but this is our strength that lets us do it, and we do it not entirely happy, but with bitter strength we persevere. All right, who knows where in San Diego you can go to find a payphone? Was that someone back there who knows? You know where you can find a payphone in San Diego? Downtown where?
I'm not sure where.
Okay, I am surprised. I hadn't seen one by the trolley station, but I do know that there is one in our downtown public library. And why is a payphone there? It's there because libraries traditionally have been the place that the people who get access to things latest get access through a library, right? That's why we have libraries. It was started because, you know, only rich people used to have libraries, and then some rich people said, well, let's help people who aren't rich have libraries, right? And that's the dawn of the public library, and it started out with books. But since then, everything that the people who get access to stuff last have gotten it through the library, right? So it starts out with getting access to computers, and then CD-ROMs, and then the internet. And now, this project that I'm a part of with the state is looking at libraries to be the place where the people now who can get access to how they can use data to make changes in their own lives or to advocate for their own causes or even themselves, right? So this Data Equity for Main Street is a project that has come out of the State Library of California, and I'm one of the advisors on it. I'm talking about the open part and the data part. And there are about 5 libraries from throughout the state of California that are a part of it, and the San Diego Library is a part of it as well. So thinking about transparency, right? What does it do? Like, why do we do this work to make these processes and government actions more transparent? What it does is it allows us to reveal opportunities that may have been invisible, and also to make visible people who have been disappeared. And here are some links to some of the things that I talked about. Everyone is welcome to join us at Open San Diego. We would love to see you. Everyone has something to contribute, so please do find out when we meet or ask me and come see us.